Hey everybody, good Saturday morning. Top of the morning to you. It's fall here in Atlanta. I'm up early this morning. It's 6:20 right now as I'm about to read this. I woke up about 5 o'clock. Um, Already had my cup of coffee. Ava's been getting home about 11 o'clock every evening all this past week as a board director on Out on Film, a big gay film alliance weekend that's going on here in Atlanta this weekend. And Monique's supposed to be there tonight at the Midtown Cinema with a showing of Blackbird and a little Q&A afterwards. And I'm going to go to that to get out of the house this evening. And plus Monique, you know. So anyhow, the morning post this morning, y'all. Hope you're doing okay. The morning post this morning. When I sat down in the mornings, I never, until the minute I start writing, this could be good, it could be bad, have any idea what I'm about to write. But I've learned over the years just to be open and to flow and to what it is. Yeah. So anyhow, the morning post this morning. Almost all of the charismatic leaders were on the Pentecostal side of church. Ernest Ainsley, R.W. Shambach, Nancy Harmon, Oral Roberts, Catherine Kuhlman, Jimmy Swaggart, A. Allen, William Branham. William Branham still has a cult-like following. Even after all these years, they still have little churches where they go, and they don't have a pastor. They just play tapes of William Branham. People get a little kooky with some of that sometimes. I always thought that was kind of weird. One would be hard-pressed to name a Baptist preacher, Methodist, Presbyterian, or Catholic priest that had any charisma about them. Listening to a white Baptist preacher is almost like watching paint dry on the wall. And I say white Baptist preacher because black Baptists are more like Pentecostal preachers. They come off the pulpit and get to preaching and get a little excitement going, you know. But listening to Baptist preachers is almost like watching paint dry on the wall. There are no gifts of the Spirit in operation. They don't believe in all that. And there is no revelation that they ever come to. They just, John 3:16, baptize in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's about the top of the level they get to. The only thing they have working for them, the Baptists, a lot of times, is that many of them are very sweet people. I've known some really sweet Baptist people. Spiritually dead, but still sweet. Many Pentecostal preachers were simply using religion to operate in their spiritual gifts, their spiritual callings. They were a mix of mind readers, fortune tellers, palm readers, and mediums. They were no different from many of those same types of people all throughout the Old Testament. Granny Bradshaw would have visitors show up at her house on Gaskell Street in Cabbagetown from near and far for her to lay hands on them, to pray for them. But more than that, to get a word from the Lord. In essence, her word from the Lord was fortune telling, or future telling. Brother Tom Burdett, my mentor, who I was a student of, was bold in the Spirit. I heard him whisper to a man one night in a prayer line that he was beating his wife and that he better stop, or God was going to put a stop to him. It kind of shocked me, made me uncomfortable. I could tell the guy that he whispered that to in his ear kind of looked like he'd seen a ghost. The man died a few months later after that, which made me to think, my God killed him. People that boldly operated in that spirit realm were what made the church interesting, believable. One night, a lady under a tent in Alabama brought a one of them big pickle jars filled with dimes and nickels and set it down at the front at offering time as part of her offering she'd brought. Brother Tom told me at first, I just wanted to find her after service and give it back to her. It just kind of made me feel bad. that she probably give everything she had. And then he said, but something spoke to my spirit and said, don't deny her blessing, because her giving was opening up pathways for her to be blessed. Sometimes the Spirit is just hovering around us, and we need to listen. I have come to deeply believe in the soul of man, the spirit of man. The Spirit is always moving around us at all times. Signs are always coming around us when we notice them, when we choose to notice them. Voodoo is probably real. Casting spells upon people is probably real. Mediums and are probably real. It is all real in some form or another. Within what a lot of people believe is kookiness is also sometimes very deep realness. There's always been in mankind, from Africa, still in Africa, societies and all, medicine men, witch doctors, people that had certain people knew, how did it all get so far off track? How did the church world fall so in love with an evil, charismatic man? That's the point of this post. Charisma. It can go both ways. We've seen wonderful, charismatic preachers down through time. We've seen horrible, charismatic preachers down through time. The key was they had that charisma that made people attract to them. But how did the church get so far off track? How did the church fall so in love with an evil, charismatic man? Hardly any of it seems real today, except in the personal hearts of so many of us that walked away from all of it. Many of us got out before it all went to hell. The church is just in a hell of a mess today, isn't it? Who in God's name would want to go down to the local Baptist church with their Trump waving MAGA hat on? Good heavens. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous. Many of us got out before it all went to hell. God will lead you out also sometimes. God will lead you out here this morning. Many of you, thousands of people out on TikTok, go to some little dried up church. You think that's your little center of your world. But you sit there on Sundays and you're like, there's something not right about this. Get out. Get out. It's as simple as that. Save yourself from that dried up, dead church. Just get up, walk out and say, nah, I'm done. I'm not coming back. It's not that difficult. So, good Saturday morning, sweet people. Spirit is always moving, always flowing. Spirit is never stagnant. I can send Ava messages even about eating Mexican for dinner. And she will say, I think I want Mexican tonight. I will think, good heavens, that is weird. But there is a whole world around us that is operating on another level. Many of the old Pentecostal leaders, preachers, teachers, back then, they knew it. The picture over on YouTube is some old videos. My friend, Brother Tom Burdett, lived up in Alpharetta, and he was about 90 years old. He in the last months of his life, and me and my cousin Danny and Tommy, we had this thing where we agreed to go every Wednesday and go sit with him and talk to him and pick the guitar. Oh, it just tickled him so much. His care provider then, we'd show up about 11 o'clock on Wednesdays, and he lived on 40 acres up there in Alpharetta, way back off the road. Beautiful, beautiful home. And one of them homes that had wings on it. And he was so excited for us to be coming. His caregiver would say he'd been sitting out there in the driveway in his little chair just waiting for hours for y'all to pull in the driveway. Just was one of the best things I ever did in my life. But the picture of that is we did some videos and put them on YouTube back then before we died. He's such a sweet